Now we're going to add the product delete functionality, and I want to just try to do both the back end and the front end parts in this video. So let's jump into, let's close up app.js. We'll leave product list open because this is where we're going to implement this. But let's go to our product controller, and we still only have get products and get product by ID, so we haven't touched this in a long time. So I'm going to just copy this, and this is going to delete a product, and the route is going to be a delete request, and it's going to be to API products ID. It's going to be private, and also only admins can do this. Let's call this delete product. And then what we want to do here is first find the product. So we'll find by ID, and it's going to be request params ID. And then if the product exists, let's get rid of this. Now I just want to mention that the way this works is any admin can edit or delete any product. So we don't have to do a check here. If you wanted to, you could check to see if the request.user._ID was equal to the product.user._ID if you only wanted the admins that created the product to delete them. But this is going to be like you would trust any admin with all your products in this application. All right, so we're just going to call await here, and because we don't need to actually return any data except maybe a message, so let's say await product.remove. Okay, so we find the product up here, and then we call remove to remove it from the database, and then we're going to respond, and all I'm going to send is a message and just say product removed, and that should do it. So save that. Let's add the route. So we'll go to product routes, and we haven't brought in our middleware so I'm going to copy that from the user controller. And whoops, where'd it go? Routes, product routes. So let's paste that in, and then this is going to be on the ID, but it's going to be a delete. So let's say .delete, pass in protect admin and delete product, which again I forgot to export. So let's export it from our controller here, or delete product, right? Yeah, delete product. All right, so bring that in here, delete product. Okay, so we should be good on the back end, and we should be able to test this in Postman before we actually start on the front end. So under products here, let's say add request, it's going to be delete API products, and then :ID. We'll say delete product. So let's say delete. We want our URL /API/products, and then we need an ID. So let's go to this get products, and even I want to keep all these products ultimately, but we can always seed the database again, and we'll get all the products and all the users back. We'll lose any orders, but that's fine. So let's see, we want to copy this ID here. So this is the AirPods. I'm going to go and pass that ID in here, and I shouldn't be able to do anything without the token. So now I'm going to authorize, and I have my admin token saved. So let's go ahead and send that, and we get product removed. So I'm going to save this route, and if we hit send again, that you can see the AirPods are gone. If we go back to our application here, now the AirPods are gone, and obviously they're gone from the home page as well. So now let's implement this in the front end. So we can close up product routes and product controller, and let's go to product constants. So from here, let's create, just copy this. So this is going to be product delete. So So I'm going to replace all these details with delete. And let's go into our reducer. And I'm going to copy this and then paste that here. And let's call this product delete reducer. And as far as the state goes, the initial state is just going to be an empty object. And then let's change this, this, and this to delete. And return here, loading true. That's all we need. Delete success. So on success of delete, we just want to set a value of success to true, because we didn't even return anything from the server. So set that to true, and then down here, that's fine. So let's bring these in. All right, so that's our reducer. Now let's go to our actions. So we want actions, product actions, and let's copy, let's see, what's this, list product details. So none of these we got our token for, because these are both of the routes that we're hitting here are public. So I'm actually going to copy from, let's copy from order actions, and I'm going to copy this list my orders. And let's pay, whoops, what happened to our product actions? So let's paste that in, and let's rename this to delete product. Now this is going to take in the ID of the product that we want to delete, and let's call product underscore delete request, and then we're going to get our user info and pass in our authorization token, and then here we don't actually need to get anything, so we're just going to await Axios, and this is going to be a delete to API slash products slash, and then the ID that's passed in. The ID that's passed in right here. And then let's call success. So this and this, let's change to product underscore delete. And we don't need to pass anything into the success right here. So we'll save that. And let's see. So we have to bring in these constants. Oops. Probably be quicker just to add them myself up here, because I have to fix this thing every time. What else we got here? Product delete request is not defined. What do you mean? What the heck? Did I put details? Delete request, delete success, delete fail. I don't know why I didn't bring that in. And fail. All right. Okay, so we got it to stop bitching. So now let's go into, now that we have our action, we can go back into our product list screen, because this is where we want to call the delete. We want to call it here, but let's first bring it in. So from actions, we want to bring in delete product and go down to our delete handler. Let's dispatch delete product, and we'll pass in the ID, which is getting passed in right here. Now we want to get the success value from the product delete state, so I'm going to just copy this and let's replace these with product delete. And then what we'll get from product delete, let's get loading, but we'll go ahead and rename it to loading delete, and error delete, and then success will be success delete. And then all we should have to do is pass that success delete as a dependency to the use effect, so that when that happens, this runs again and it lists the products, and it'll have the deleted product gone. So let's say success delete, and then I also want to check for loading delete and error delete and put the output down here if we do get that. So right above where we have loading, let's add loading delete. So we'll say if loading delete, then show the loader, and if error delete, then show message. With the error delete message. Okay, we'll save that. Let's make sure we don't have any weird errors. All right, so I'm going to go back to my products. Cannot destructure property loading of product delete as it is undefined. Loading from product delete. Let's check our reducer. So product reducer. Let's go down to product. Oh, did I not? I didn't even add this to the store, did I? So we have to add this to store.js. So product delete reducer, and I'm going to add it under the product details reducer. Yeah, so Redux doesn't even know what the hell delete is. So this will be product delete. All right. So now we can see the products again, and if I go ahead and delete one of these, I'm going to get a confirmation. I'll click OK, and it deletes, and then the products list again. All right, good. Now I actually want to put the products back, so I'm going to just log out while I do a Cedar import. So I'm just going to stop the server for a second and run npm run data : import, and that should add everything back. So if we go ahead and run npm run dev, and this is just going to load up, and now we should have all of our products back. So whenever you want to completely reset everything, you can just call that npm script. So I'm going to sign back in as admin. And if we go to products, now we have all of our products back. Now keep in mind, when you do run that import, it gets rid of the orders too. So if you have any orders, those are going to be cleared out of your profile as well. So just keep that in mind. So in the next video, we're going to head back to Express, back to our backend, and create the controller functions and the routes for creating a product and editing a product. Because the way this is going to work is when we click create product, it's going to create a product right away with just some sample data, and then it'll immediately take us to a page where we can edit that data and we can save it, and that will update it. All right, so we'll start to create the backend functionality to that in the next video.